Today, we're really digging into one of South Korea's most fascinating leading ladies, the actress Lee Min-jung.
Right.
For like a decade, her public image was so clearly defined. She was the screen goddess. You know, award-winning, beautiful, but also kind of distant.
Kept at arm's length.
Yeah.
But something has really, really shifted.
It really has.
It's this pivot we found in our sources. Lee Min-jung has started using these, new digital channels to show a completely different side of herself. She's intimate, practical, so candid, the communication queen.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack that transition. We're looking at how she went from this very private celebrity, someone who shares these incredibly transparent details about her life.
And we have some great material to work with.
We do. We've got her official career bios, lots of high-profile interviews, and, this is the key, detailed transcripts from her YouTube channel. Perfect way to see both sides of her.
So let's start with that foundation, her acting career. Because before she was a TV star, her roots were actually in serious stage plays. She worked with the director Jang Jin.
Which is the usual path for a romantic comedy lead.
It shows a real commitment to the craft. And that really set her up for what happened in, 2009?
Yeah, that was the year.
That was the breakout year. She got that big supporting role in the huge high school drama, Boys Over Flowers.
Huge. And that just catapulted her straight into her first leading role in Smile You.
And at the same time, just to show her range, she did the mystery thriller White Knight. And for that, she won Best New Actress from the Korean Association of Film Critics. So right away, she's showing incredible versatility.
But it was really the romantic comedy genre that made her a household name. Specifically that 2010 film Cyrano Agency.
Oh, absolutely. Cyrano Agency was a game changer.
And the awards.
Yeah.
I mean, the sheer volume of recognition is what's so remarkable.
It was definitive. She didn't just get nominated. She swept the Best New Actress awards at pretty much every major ceremony. We're talking Blue Dragon, Grand Bell, the Director's Cut Awards.
It's like the entire industry just collectively decided, okay, she's arrived.
The new icon, yeah.
Now, if we fast forward a bit to her more recent work, like the 2020 drama, once again, this is where you start to see that shift towards relatability.
Yes. And once again, she played Dr. Song Na-hee, this really complicated, realistic character. And the show was a massive cultural hit. She herself said its success was all about the story being so relatable.
I covered everything, right? Marriage problems, divorce, family.
Maternal love, all of it. But think about this for a second. Here she is, married to one of the biggest stars in Korea, living what everyone assumes is a picture-perfect life. How does she tap into the messy reality of a regular woman going through a divorce so convincingly?
That's the fascinating part.
I think so. Our sources suggest it's her own maturity, her own life experiences that allowed her to just connect with the character's struggles. So instead of just playing some aspirational figure, she's using her own life to inject authenticity into the role.
And viewers, especially married women, they responded to that instantly. It closed that gap between goddess and your neighbor.
Exactly. And that connection seems to be what's driving her career now. We know she has another drama coming up in 2025. Let's Get a Divorce. But to really understand this communication queen persona, we have to look at the personal motivations she's sharing now.
And that all comes down to family.
100%. She married Lee Bin-hun in 2013. They have 2 kids, and she says very clearly, her family is her reason for living and my source of motivation. That's the core of it.
And that philosophy is why she started her YouTube channel. It's where her candor is the entire product. Fans were always asking about these long gaps between projects.
And she just tackled it head on, which I love. She explained that those so-called hiatuses, they weren't really her choice.
Just logistical messes.
Total logistical messes. Projects getting filmed and then the broadcast being delayed for months, or, a series wrapping up right before her first pregnancy. So if you were just looking at release dates, it looked like she'd vanished.
But she was working the whole time. It's just so refreshing to hear a star admit to the messy side of the industry.
It is. And she even shared her personality type, says she's an ESFP or ISFP.
Which, for anyone who doesn't know the acronyms, why is that significant?
Well, it's a kind of strategic transparency. Those types are known for being really practical, playful, grounded. They focus on the tangible world, so by sharing that, she's basically explaining why her content isn't, glossy and philosophical.
It's about quick meals and travel mistakes.
Exactly. She's showing you the playbook for her personality.
And a perfect example of that real-world grounding came from her LA vlog. She shared this really powerful life lesson with her son, Junhoo.
Oh, this moment is just pure gold. They're standing by his dad's handprint, the iconic one, and she's talking to her son about persistence.
Using her super famous husband as the example.
Right. But she specifically tells her son that his dad's career only got to where it is after starting with 3 film failures.
Wow.
She wasn't praising this effortless rise to the top. She was teaching her son that even the biggest stars start with struggle. It just completely demystifies that whole Hollywood fairy tale.
And it instantly makes her less of an untouchable goddess and more of a relatable mom, giving her kids some real hard-won advice.
And that whole vibe flows right into her domestic content, where she becomes Housewife Lee.
The quick-witted, super efficient homemaker.
Yeah, and her cooking philosophy is all about liberating the modern parent. It's all speed, using what you already have at home, especially for making dos to rack, the lunch boxes.
She doesn't want it to be a burden.
Not at all. Which is why she vetoes kimbap. She says it just takes way too long and, kids always spill it or it bursts before they even get to it. So true. So what are her go-to quick recipes? And what about the tuna rice balls? What's the trick there?
The secret weapon is kimjabon. That's the seasoned seaweed flakes. She says you have to use a ton of it, like a really generous amount.
Yeah.
And if you use enough, you don't need any other salt or seasoning.
That's genius.
It's so smart. Quick, savory, no real prep needed.
Yeah, it's all about making things easier. Now, she also took on wellness, trying a 20-hour intermittent fast.
Right, and she was very clear that it was to promote immunity, not just for weight loss, which again feels very honest. But the biggest takeaway she shared was about postpartum recovery.
This is huge, I think, for anyone listening.
It really is. She said she learned after her first child that the period from 6 months to a year after birth is the golden time to get back to your original weight.
That is such a relief to hear. It's so different from the bounce back in 2 weeks stories you always see. Exactly. And she gives this super specific, actionable tip. If you focus on core exercises in that 2 to 3 month period right after birth, you can actually improve your physique to be even better than before.
That's not some vague celebrity tip. That is real hard-won knowledge she's sharing.
She uses her platform to give you practical solutions.
And when she's not doing that, her travel vlogs are just highlight.
They show the messy reality of her life, including these hilarious arguments with her husband.
The travel stuff is where her personality just shines. You have the LA hiking debacle. Her husband says it's a 30-minute hike.
And she finds out later that he meant 30 minutes just to go up.
Yes, she felt completely tricked. She hates climbing anyway because her dad used to make her do it as a kid.
Yeah.
It's just such a relatable grievance.
Then there's the Venice bet.
The Vincis bet. A masterclass in being vulnerable. She bets her husband 10 euros for every time a foreigner recognizes him when he's not wearing a mask.
And it got expensive fast. She called it a misguided pledge because the bet shot up to 210 euros. And you have to ask, why share that? It just highlights how unbelievably famous he is.
Right. If you wanted to protect your privacy, you would never tell that story. It shows how hard it is for them to just walk around.
It is absolutely calculated vulnerability. By showing the cost of his fame and her frustration with it, she makes their life feel more normal. It's a shared struggle.
Yeah.
And it shows their dynamic, She's willing to lose 210 euros just to prove a point.
It's so real. And in that same vlog, she talks about how her vision got worse after having a baby. She misreads an 8.5% beer as 15%.
It's that constant push-pull, the demands of this famous life, and the reality of being a mom.
So when you look at the whole picture, she's managed to blend that goddess image with the really candid, practical details of a modern working mother. She's got bad eyesight, she's arguing about snacks, she's making quick lunches.
It's a balance very few celebrities actually achieve. She's built this direct connection by revealing the struggles, and she's using these new digital tools to completely manage her own identity, giving you this unpolished insight into a life that used to be, only seen through press releases.
It's a fundamental change in how celebrity works today.
And that raises a final question for you, the learner, to think about. Considering how much her authenticity resonates, does the modern success of an established actor rely less on the grand scale of the movie screen and more on their ability to connect genuinely in a 5-minute YouTube clip?
It really makes you rethink what star power even means. Thanks for diving in with us today.
My pleasure.